What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha, and this is going to be a 12-rounder in the super-welterweight division, and this fight is going to be Saturday, March 26th, from the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and this fight is going to be broadcasted on Showtime, and to get both fighters' resumes, Tim Tszyu, fighting out of Australia, holds a record of 20 wins, no defeats, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked number 3 by BoxRec in the super welterweight division. And to list some of his best victories, he has a knockout win over Jeff Horn, a knockout victory over Dennis Hogan, and he has a unanimous decision win in his most recent fight over former world title challenger Takeshi Inoue. And to get his opponent's resume, Terrell Gausha, fighting out of the United States, holds a record of 22 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 draw, with 11 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently not ranked by BoxRec in the super welterweight division due to inactivity. However, he is the former WBA super welterweight world title challenger. And to first of all list both of his defeats, he has a unanimous decision defeat to Erislandy Lara and a unanimous decision loss to Erickson Lubin. And to list his one and only draw, it came by split decision against former world champion Austin Trout. And to list his best victory by far, he has a knockout win early on over Jamonte Clark in his most recent fight. And in my opinion, this fight is going to go in favor of the U.S. debuting Australian star Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu has really been shaking it up in Australia, defeating really the top guys at 154 in this sort of Asian continent, defeating Takeshi Inoue from Japan, defeating Dennis Hogan, who currently resides in Australia, and defeating former world champion Jeff Horn, also from Australia. And you heard me list those names before, and those were some decent names. Horn, arguably top 15, top 10. Hogan, arguably top 15. And in a way, the same. I mean, these guys are not slouches. And Dennis, or should I say, Tim Tszyu, was able to easily outwork them and stop them, except for Inoue, obviously, but he was dominating Inoue and won relatively every single round. And the thing with Tim Tszyu, he is the son of former undisputed world champion Kostya Tszyu, and he's a very, very solid fighter. And this is for Tim Tszyu. He hits very hard. He's got a good pressure fighting style. And I'm very intrigued and interested to see how he will do in his first fight on U.S. soil, under the big lights, on the big stage. And the winner of this fight, could be in for a big opportunity in probably the next year. The winner of this fight will not really directly, I believe, get a world title shot, considering that the winner of Lubin versus Fundora will get the winner of Charlo Castaño 2, and maybe they could get the winner of those fights, but that could be in for another year. But in between, I could definitely see Tszyu facing someone. If Tszyu gets the victory here, he could face someone with the likes of like a top 15, top 10 contender, probably a top 10 contender. That could be like a Tony Harrison, someone like that, like a really, really solid fighter in the super welterweight division, maybe even an Erislandy Lara, like someone who's really top tier. And I know Lara did move up to 160, but I could still see that fight happening. But as for Terrell Gausha, I believe he was a former Olympian. He's a very, very solid fighter in his own right. And he's really only lost to top guys in the weight class, Lara and Lubin, both top fighters. Lara, current middleweight regular champion. Lubin, current top tier number 1 contender at 154. These two fighters are very solid, and this is really a good fight on paper. Tim Tszyu, very hyped up, as I mentioned before. A lot of people are picking him to win this fight, and I do agree. Although a lot of fighters get really nervous in their U.S. debut. It is really the first time they are on a huge stage. I know that Tim Tszyu has headlined in some Australian cards, Wednesday night fights, whatever, but it's nearly not come close to the eyes that are going to be on him on the U.S. stage. He's going to get eyes from Australia, Europe, the United States, everywhere, and he's going to get millions of eyes watching him and really seeing whether he is the hype that all the Australian fans are saying. And I think that we will see Tim Tszyu really come out and be a really excellent fighter, and we will see why he's ranked so highly by every sanctioning body and ranked so highly by BoxRec. And I think that he could get a title shot in the next coming years, maybe a year and a half, something like that, because of the holdup with the undisputed title fight, the mandatories, etc. But as for Terrell Gausha, as I mentioned before, very good fighter. He likes to box a bit. He could also come forward a bit, likes to counterpunch. Very well-rounded fighter. Not really known for his power, but in his last fight he showed it. He was able to knock out Javante Clark in 2 rounds. I thought that was going to be a very good fight, but then he demolished Clark. So, yeah, coming off this solid win, it should boost him up in this fight, give him some more confidence. But how I see this fight going down, I believe that Tim Tszyu will be the one coming forward in this fight, and I think that Terrell Gausha will be the one off the back foot trying to counter Tszyu, trying to score points, and trying to win this fight via a judge's decision. And I really think it's going to be the same thing for every single round. I see Tim Tszyu being the one coming forward, with Gausha the one on the back foot trying to box and counterpunch. So, yeah, how I see this fight being scored, and if I see it going the distance, I think it will go the distance because Gausha has never been stopped. Specifically, didn't get stopped by a hard hitter in Lubin. Same with Lara. So I think it will go the distance. But it's very possible that Tszyu could make a huge statement and stop Gausha. But I'm definitely leaning towards a wide decision. I do not really think that Gausha is going to have too much success in this fight. At most, I see him winning 3 rounds. That could really be early on in the fight, where Tim Tszyu sort of is getting settled down, trying to figure out where he could pinpoint shots, where he could land big shots, and really just break down Gausha as the fight goes on. And I really see Tim Tszyu just dominating in this fight and getting a clear-cut, unanimous decision victory. No dispute, no controversy, just clear on the judges' scorecards and clear in the fans' minds. So, yeah, I think that Tim Tszyu will win this fight pretty easily, and I do think that Terrell Gausha might win 3 rounds, 2 rounds, or even 1 round, and they could even be dispersed throughout the fight, like one in the earlier stage of the fight, one in the middle, one in the end. They could be in the first half, whatever. I just do not see him having much success, considering that Tim Tszyu has a very good pressure fighting style. As to Terrell Gausha, I think that he will be boxing and being a bit more recessive in this fight, as opposed to being more dominant like Tim Tszyu, I think, will be. So comment down below your thoughts on this fight, your thoughts on Tim Tszyu as a fighter, and your thoughts on who you think the winner could get next, and if you think they deserve a title shot. So overall, I believe that Tim Tszyu will defeat Terrell Gausha by unanimous decision in his U.S. debut, and once again, I believe that the judges will score this contest 119 to 109, 118 to 110, and 117 to 111. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.